Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427’s to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and well, I guess, seeing how we're out of January and we're now in February right now, yeah, looks like we're actually in for some really interesting stuff that we're actually gonna be in for, and well, I guess given for the case of today's thoughts video that we're gonna do, well, surprisingly enough, we're actually talking about one of two movies that I actually got to see very recently. Yeah, that's right. Looks like I'm in for a double feature once again for sure. And yeah, I guess pretty much from Viking Gatherer for sure. Looks like we're gonna be in for something really great, hands down for sure. And yeah, all that sort of stuff from Viking Gatherer. So yeah. Anyways, for today's thoughts video for sure. Yeah, looks like we're actually going to be talking about the first of course, the two movies I got to see very recently as part of my double feature for sure. And well, given for the fact that I did talk about 28 years later, The Bone Temple last time, which is of course pretty much falls into the horror genre. I think with of course this and the next one I'm going to be talking about after this. Looks like we're actually going to be staying, yeah, we're actually going to be staying in horror for the time being, for sure, because yeah, I guess there is a lot to talk about when it comes to horror movies, for sure, and yeah, and I guess for the sake of this movie we're going to be talking about, for sure, well, you're going to be in for quite an interesting surprise for what I'm going to be talking about here today, So yeah, anyways, for today's movie that I'm going to be talking about as part of my double feature this time around. Yeah, I guess here's something that you never thought you'd hear me pretty much say in regards to today's movie we're going to be talking about. Now, obviously enough, this movie I am going to be talking about is based on pretty much an indie horror game that came out some time ago. But what you may not realize is that, well, this particular movie based on an indie horror game is actually put together not by a major studio, not by a well-known director, but by pretty much a well-known YouTuber. Yeah, I guess it is kind of odd for me to say because yeah, most of the time, pretty much YouTube, yeah, pretty much movies done by professional YouTubers can be hit and miss from Why Can't I Gather. But I think we struck gold with, of course, this one that I'm about to talk about here today, and well, I know a lot of you guys are actually excited for me to talk about this one. So I might as well give you guys exactly pretty much what you want for sure. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get ourselves strapped in to our own submarine as we dive down deep into the literal ocean of blood for sure. With, of course, today's movie that I'm going to be talking about here today, which is none other than Iron Lung. So So yeah, that is of course what I'm going to be talking about here today for sure. Not only is this the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's also not only based on pretty much the indie horror video game of the same name, but it's also put together pretty much by a certain individual that I should mention for sure that goes by the name of Mark Fischbach. Yeah, and if that name rings a bell for sure, you might know him on YouTube pretty much by his username, Markiplier. So yeah, that is of course what we're going to be talking about here today. And boy, I've got a lot to say, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, before I can go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I think I might as well get some things out from what I can gather for sure. Now, to be fair, I've actually seen and met plenty of well-known YouTubers from past to present for sure, which I know is saying a whole lot because I myself pretty much have been pretty much a content creator on YouTube for well over 17 years now for sure, and yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I can gather. But I guess if anything, when it comes to some ones that I really do love and admire, yeah, they're so down in my mind that a lot like everyone else, I actually do love and admire Markiplier all the way. I really do think he actually is actually a really great guy by far with a really great personality for sure, and not to mention he's also pretty hilarious at the same time for sure, and yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I can gather, which actually makes him pretty much a recognizable YouTuber back then, even nowadays for sure. And for while I haven't really been up to date on, of course, his recent content that he's been putting up for sure, I'm actually, I really do think I still have pretty much having a strong love for Markiplier for sure, so yeah. But that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, yeah, they're so down in my mind that I really do enjoy Markiplier's work for sure, and I really do think he's actually a really great content creator for sure. So I actually heard the news that he's actually making this movie. I was actually quite curious and somehow really excited to see how he's going to pull it off for sure. I mean, yeah, like I said, pretty much movies done by professional YouTubers for sure can be hit and miss sometimes for sure, but as long as, of course, they actually can pull it off quite well from what I can gather, I think they're going to be in for a really great spot for sure. And for the sake of this movie, from what I can gather, yeah, honestly, I had no idea that this was based on the game of the same title for sure, but I still want to go into it with a fresh, open mind to see on how they're going to pull this one off for sure, so yeah. So, of course, I managed to get myself in earlier today to see this movie as part of my double feature that I actually did, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas, as always, for allowing me to do that, and well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, honestly, I think from what I can gather, yeah, I do have to say the wait was actually well worth it on my part, because this movie, I really enjoyed it all the way, so yeah, I think the best way I can actually describe this movie as a whole, I really do think it is actually a really immersive and yeah, really engaging movie that really got me hooked on all the way for sure, so yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I can gather, but yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that a lot like everyone else, I really enjoyed this movie for what it is. I really do think it is absolutely, really, yeah, I really do think it is actually a really great one by far, and I really do think it's really, really great by far. I know I'm saying great for sure, but but it's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess, yeah, pretty much, if anything, I really enjoyed Iron Lung all the way. It is actually a really spectacular movie for sure, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and yeah, I think from what I can gather, I really do like what they actually did with the story for, of course, this movie for sure. I really do think it is actually structured out quite well from what I can gather for sure to really get ourselves in for one hell of an immersive experience for sure. While at the same time actually try to take liberties from, of course, the original game that it's actually based on for sure, and yeah, I can definitely see that they really did a phenomenal job from what I can gather to really actually pretty much capture that perfectly for sure, and I really do admire what they actually did from what I can gather, So yeah, either way, I was really hooked on with what I've seen with the story for, of course, this movie for sure. They really went all out, of course, that one for sure, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. And of course, pretty much the writing, I have to say, is another good example. I really do love how well crafted out the film's writing is for sure. I can tell they really putting a lot of hard-working effort to really pretty much make this to really make this one work for sure, and I think they really did accomplish that quite well for sure. There is, of course, a good chunk of stuff they actually wrote into, of course, this movie that I really do think work quite well for sure, right? And I think a good number of scenes from what I can gather, I really do follow through on what they are actually flowing out from what I can gather to really try to get ourselves in for what we're about to endure for sure. And I really do think they accomplished that job quite well, in my opinion, So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess given to what I've actually mentioned, I really love on what they did with the story and the writing for, of course, this movie for sure. I can tell they're really putting a lot of hard-working effort to really make this one work well as a movie, while trying to be like the original game that it's actually based on for sure. And they actually did do an incredible job, of course, that front. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those two out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure. To which next up is, of course, the characters, and yeah, I think from what I can gather, I really do love and admire on what they did with the characters in, of course, this movie for sure. I really do think they are really putting a lot of pretty much hard work to really pretty much develop them quite well for sure, and I really do think they did a bang-up job, of course, that front for sure, to really get ourselves in for what we're actually endure and makes us want to root for these characters for sure, and yeah, they actually did do an incredible job, of course, that front, and I really do think, yeah, I really do follow through on each and every single one of them for sure, that I really do think is actually quite nice from what I can gather, so yeah, that's at least what I can say for that aspect alone. Now, I guess for the actors that came aboard to play all these characters, yeah, I will have to say the acting in this film is actually, I really do think is actually really great for sure. I really do think everyone on board gave off such wonderful performances all the way that I really do think actually works quite well for sure. And even Markiplier, I'm not gonna lie, I really do think he really actually, he really putting a lot of effort to pretty much make his performance work for sure, and I really do admire, of course, what he has to throw into the table for sure. I really do think he really pulled off quite well acting-wise in, of course, this movie for sure, and I really do think yeah, I think I really do admire the effort he did to put into his delivery and his performance for sure, So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, give it to what I've actually mentioned. I really love what they did with the characters to make them interesting for sure. And of course, the actors pulled off such really great performances, in my opinion, that I really do think is actually really quite nicely done for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, quite a whole lot, actually. Well, seeing of how pretty much this falls into the category of a horror film for sure, I think I should definitely talk about the tone and the atmosphere for sure, So yeah, and to me, I really do love what they actually did with the tone and atmosphere for, of course, this movie for sure. They really want to play out, of course, like what the original video game actually did for sure, and actually having a good sense of claustrophobia pretty much thrown into the mix for sure. And I really do admire what they actually did for sure to really actually make that work quite well for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, I really do follow through on what they actually did with the tone atmosphere for sure to really try to make it stand out quite well from what I can gather, and they really did accomplish that quite well from what I've actually seen. They really pulled it off for sure. Not only that, but of course, the claustrophobic moments for sure really does help intensify, of course, the good number of frightening moments and, of course, some scary moments pretty much thrown into the mix to really hit that ball right out of the ballpark for sure. And they really did do an incredible job, of course, that front, So yeah, and not to mention the amount of blood that they actually showcase for sure really actually really does pretty much drive home all the way. They really pulled it off quite well from what I've actually seen, and yeah, I really do think they really did a bang-up job, of course, on that front for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, with everything that I've actually mentioned, I think it does show on how much they really pulled off on the tone and atmosphere for, of course, this movie. Now, as for the production design from what I can gather, yeah, that too alone is also done very well from what I can gather. With, of course, pretty much of anything, some really great set pieces that they actually put together for sure, alongside some others that they actually did, like, of course, the costumes, hair, and makeup, just to name a few, which I really do think is outstanding from what I can gather. But also, not to mention the visuals and the effects, I'm not gonna lie, I really do think really is very nicely done for sure, and really does blend in perfectly with the film's surroundings for sure, and yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I've actually seen, and yeah, I really do think they actually did do a bang-up job, of course, on that front for sure. So yeah, that's how much I really do admire the production design for, of course, this movie to really actually get you settled in, of course, pretty much the environment that Iron Lung actually takes place in for sure, and yeah, they really did do a bang-up job, of course, that front, so yeah, and of course, the direction in this film, yeah, I will have to say, I really do think, yeah, I really do think it is actually, really quite, nicely done, as well, for sure. I can tell, pretty much, Markiplier, really, putting a lot of, hard work, and effort, to, really direct this, movie, for sure, and I really do think it's actually, very nicely done, from, what I've actually, seen, for sure. They really, yeah, he really nailed it out of the ballpark from what I've actually seen, and yeah, like I said, there's a whole lot of effort that I can actually spot from like a mile a minute that I really do think is actually nicely done. So yeah, and of course the cinematography, I have to say, is actually really incredible as well, for sure, with some really great camera shots being thrown into it, for sure, to really get ourselves in for one immersive experience, for sure, and yeah, it is actually very nicely done from what I've actually seen, and I really do admire that all the way. So yeah, and of course, the editing is, of course, cut perfectly with some really cuts, yeah, some really great cuts that they actually did that I really do think actually works quite well from what I've actually seen. So yeah, and it even matches quite well, pretty much with the film's pacing as well, that I really do think is actually nicely flowed down from what I've actually seen, and I really do admire everything that goes on, for sure. So yeah, and that's just to name me a few from what I can gather. So yeah, I guess give it to what I've actually mentioned. I think it will get you the idea on how much I enjoyed this movie all the way. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, I think that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie as a whole. So yeah, overall, Iron Lung is, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that Iron Lung is, of course, a very immersive and yet really engaging and fantastic movie all the way that really pretty much did the original game justice, for sure, and given to what I've actually seen, it really got me hooked on from what I can gather, for sure, and yeah, and he actually left me wanting more to see on what else they could do from there, for sure. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually mentioned, for sure, I can tell they are really putting a lot of hard-working effort to really make this one such a great time, for sure, and yeah, they really did accomplish that quite well from what I've actually seen. I'm really amazed on what they actually did with, of course, this movie, for sure, and yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I've actually seen. So yeah, and for this being the first of course, Markiplier's venture right to the big screen, for sure, I really do think he really did accomplish that quite well, for sure, and yeah, hopefully, I think if pretty much this movie keeps on going and it actually does do well, for sure, I do hope we might get another movie in the near future that he might be willing to whip up, for sure, but we're gonna have to wait and see, of course, that front. But until then, I really do think Iron Lung is definitely well worth the watch, and yeah, I do highly recommend this movie all the way. So yeah, I guess it's what I can see, of course, that front. So if that's something up your alley, then by all means, I highly encourage you to see this movie for yourself. I think you're gonna be in for such a great time like I did, and yeah, I think it really does make it a really great movie in my opinion, and I really enjoyed it all the way. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I think this movie is well deserving of that, so I'm gonna give Iron Lung an outstanding 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it from beginning to end, for sure, and I really do think this is actually well worth checking out, for sure, and And yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I can gather for sure, so yeah. So yeah, I think it's what I can see, of course, that front. So yeah, if that's something that you might be in for, hands down, then yeah, I say this movie is definitely well worth checking out for sure. You're gonna be in for such a great time, like I did, especially with you strapped into your submarine and go diving down to the literal ocean of blood for yourself, hands down. So yeah. It's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, and I guess on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this video here, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest Thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of Iron Lung if you've actually seen it for yourself? Do you absolutely really enjoyed it and think it's a really great movie all the way, or do you absolutely hate it and think it's an absolute waste of time? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just okay for the most part? Let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comments down below. I'm quite curious to see on what you guys think of it for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say. Of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this this latest Thoughts video. And well, I guess we're not done just yet. No. I guess seeing how I did do a double feature for sure. Looks like I'm going to be in to talk about the next movie that I'm willing to talk about for sure. So yeah, tune in an hour from now for sure to actually see me talk about another movie that I got to see very recently. And surprisingly enough, we're actually going to be making a bit of a transition, going from something from a well-known YouTuber, Markiplier, to well-known director Sam Raimi. And I think it will give you the idea on what I'll talk about for the next movie that I'll talk about in my next Thoughts video. So be on the lookout for that. So yeah, but until then, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyattackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the ThomasFan1, SamAttack4427's Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and plenty more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon.
And even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.